Hello, today we're looking at Deep Felt by Soniccouture. Towards the end of the video, I do compare it with other felt pianos on the market. I've even thrown in a freebie as well. But this felt piano boasts 18 velocity layers, multiple mics, you've got a close and a wide. Micro tuning works within the free version of Kontakt as well and will set you back £83, but that is the intro offer that ends on the 4th of November. Full price will be £119. You have all your basic controls that you'd expect from a product at this price as well. Key off, hammer, pedal, felt, sustain, control over the velocity curve, which I feel is extremely important. You also have a couple of generative tools built in. You have a rhythm generator and an evolving arpeggiator. Now, there are timestamps at the bottom of the video if you want to skip to anything in particular. Sample size 6.4 gigabytes. That's how much storage it would take up. But let's jump into the free version of Kontakt and just hear this out of the box. Now, out of the box, I do feel it is a little on the quiet side. Some of you might not like how much felt is on it, but what is really nice is you can pull that right back or emphasize it even more if you really like that sort of thing. You have pedal noise, hammer, and then key off. I really like how much you can emphasize these mechanical sounds, but at the same time pull them all back as well for a more plain and simple sound if that's more your vibe. Absolute ton of flexibility. I really like that. You've got your velocity curve down there at the bottom as well, which is extremely important. Now, in terms of the effects within the UI, you've got 3 slots at the top, but you've got a wide range of different effects from delays, distortion, a flanger, a phaser, chorus, tape, a limiter. You can get really creative with the sound, and I like the fact that they've included a limiter as well, because I do feel it's a little on the quiet side. So the fact that you can apply a little bit more gain to boost that is really nice. You've got a wide range of different reverbs as well to get a really unique sound. Smoking room, I don't think I've heard of that one before. You've got stereo width and saturation as well. But there you have it. Don't underestimate the effects within this instrument. There's a lot you can do to get very creative, as the presets will demonstrate shortly. In terms of the UI effects that you have here, you have your attack, decay, sustain, release right there. You've got a filter. You can change what that filter is specifically, an LFO, which is nice and quite creative. And you've got all your tuning here with a couple of different presets as well. On the far left, you have those 2 generative tools, your jammer, which is that evolving arpeggiator, I'll show you that in a second, and then the weaver as well, which is your rhythm generator. But let's first listen to these mics by themselves. So we'll just have our close. So there's your close. Let's move on to the wide. I do quite like the character, actually, of this piano. Really nice wide sound and mix in that close. A little bit of delay there in the background as well. That must be these little things. I really like that echo you get from inside the instrument. Now let's tone these back ever so slightly and move over to these creative tools, turning them on using that button. You do have a couple of different presets, and then you can go in and edit this and affect it yourself and get super creative, save your own presets. There's lots you can do there, but this is how this sounds. A really fun, generative tool to play with. Moving on to the Gemma, where you have these evolving arpeggiations. If we just hit a chord and mess with some of these settings out of the box, it is a bit on the fast side in terms of the rate, but you'll see how quickly you can make this sound really cool and interesting. And all we did was hit one chord, and I love just messing around and seeing what you can do with this. Very Steve Reich and very minimalist. Now, there's obviously a lot you can do to fine tune the sound, but they do have a number of different presets for you to play just out of the box. You've got some natural ones, sound design, and then a couple of different templates as well, which is really nice. Let's have a look at some of these. I love how inspiring these presets are. There's some things in there which I would never do normally, but when I'm playing around with them, I'm really enjoying it. They really do utilize the effects here in the background of the different things they can do. Note that you do have a ton of different effects that you can apply to these sounds. You've obviously only got 3 slots, but still you can hear how creative you can get. You do have a couple of different reverbs. I say a couple, tons, but that's a lot of fun. Now overall, I feel this is an extremely flexible piano. Some of the notes sound slightly off, or some of the round robins, but in all honesty, I feel that just adds character and personality to the overall sound. I'm trying to give you an example, but I'm sure you heard it in some of the sound demos. Where some of the notes didn't quite sound right, but that's pianos in all honesty. If you've ever sat down at an older piano, there's always a couple notes that sound slightly off. Now I personally kind of like that, but it's definitely something to note if that is not your thing. Anyways, let's now compare this with other felt pianos on the market. The first one that springs to mind is Noir by Native Instruments. Similar price tag. This will set you back £129. You can grab it on sale now and then for around that £80-90 mark as well. You have similar controls with the felt and mechanics. You do have some creative tools. You've got the particle engine, which I really like. I have done a whole video specifically on this instrument, but let's quickly give you a quick demo of the sound you can get with this just out of the box. And this is the felt preset. You do have a pure preset as well. Now I feel Noir has a slightly cleaner sound. You do have all those mechanical and felt sounds here in the background as well, which you can completely turn off. While I feel with deep felt you couldn't quite, but it definitely has a different character. Felt, you then have that really cool particle engine here in the background as well. But there's a quick taster of that alternative. Another piano that comes to mind is Handcrafted piano. I feel you don't have the same sort of flexibility as the other two, but this is deeply sampled and you get a really cool overall sound. You also have a lot of flexibility in terms of the felt itself. So this is how this sounds. And then you can pull back to give it a more felt sound, to the point where it's almost overwhelmed. Really cool sound. You also have a piano synth with this library as well, and some controls. For some reason there's no pedal sound, which is a bit odd, but you do have hammer, releases, resonance, interference. I really like the resonance of this piano. Now, how could I not include a piano from Fracture Sounds, my old favorite Woodchester piano? This is a beautifully expressive felted upright. You don't have multiple mic positions with this one, but you do have these really cool atmospheres. You have the pianist as well, which gives you the atmosphere of a pianist actually sitting there. If I play a quick example, you can hear the creak of the chair. Right there, you can kind of hear that slight shuffle. I really do like the overall tonal quality of this sound. You don't have the same flexibility as the first two, but you do have key and pedal sound. And these really cool atmospheric layers, and you can change those up as well. If I mute that, just so you can hear these kind of background hazes, which when mixed in gives you this beautiful character. And they have, I would say recently, but it's probably not recently, overhauled the UI. It's a very beautiful piano, tons of flexibility in terms of the velocity response, and cheaper than everyone we've talked about so far. This is only £79. Now going even cheaper, we've got the original felt piano, £29, multiple mic positions, and overall a really good sound for the price. You have the hammer sounds, you've got two beautiful mic positions. Velocity wise, I feel it's not as flexible as the other two. Last and certainly not least, Somerville Sounds Dusty Felt. This is completely free, works within his own dedicated plugin as well, so you won't need Kontakt or anything else. And this has a really cool and unique overall sound. I've specifically loaded the Pure preset here. You do that by pressing the setting button and going through all the presets. I think the one out of the box is 1946, which is very different from the Pure sound. So this is how this freebie sounds. It's got a lot of character to it, and you can hear some of those notes are slightly out of tune. And you do have a number of very interesting and unique sounds. And this is a complete free piano. But there you have it. Let me know your thoughts on Deep Felt. Is this the sort of piano you'd pick over the other ones? Let me know why in the comments. But overall, I really do like the tonal quality and character of it. The 18 velocity layers are definitely present, and I really like kind of the resonance of the body that you get within the sound of it as well. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.